It's Laura of Design for Serenity with your succulent tip of the day. And obviously still here in Mesa, but wanted to show you some succulent choices that I made for this trio of pots up by the front door in the shade. These will get zero direct sun, lots of bright light, so kind of like a house plant, I guess, kind of situation. So I chose some things that have worked for me for shade plantings. We're going to start with our thriller, or our big item. This is an aloe. It's called grenadensis. It maintains its green, verdant green color in the shade. This is one that has worked really, really well for me. We also have Agave bracteosa. This is another shade-loving succulent. Now, many of you have asked me recently to identify your Echeverias. Stop. I don't know. I mean, there are a million hybrids out there. It could be anything. These Echeveria are hybrids. We're going to call them gibbiflora hybrids from now on. Echeveria gibbiflora hybrid. If you say that to anybody, they're going to think you know your stuff. So just don't even stress, okay? Just remember that most Echeveria, with the exception of the cultivar Sahara, really prefer some protection from the sun. And I think that this is going to get enough bright light to keep them from etiolating or from reaching. We'll see. I'll come back in a few months and check on things, and I will bring you with me. But for now, this is the selection we're going with. I've got my aloe staged. Remember, always left or right of center, and it's really important when you're doing pots to know how your plants are going to grow. And if you don't stress. Trial and error, unless you're a professional designer, then you better know. But if they're just doing this for you, don't worry, just go ahead and plant and learn and watch and observe. I am going to pull in a couple of Crassula Lycapodioidies. Remember this fun one from the video the other day? This is one that will tolerate some shade as well, and it's a wonderful filler plant in a pot. I love the texture on this. Then I'm going to pull in, this is another Crassula Xerosicyos, or is that? I can never remember how to pronounce this one, but it's actually kind of a succulent vine. Isn't that interesting? Can you see the tendrils on that? So this is one that can grow up too, if you want it to. It is another shade-loving succulent. So I want to plant this right in front of and off to the right of my Lycapodioides, and this plant is going to act as my spiller in this arrangement. Then we'll have it spill this way, because I want to pull in this Echeveria gibbiflora hybrid. Remember, it's okay to push off a lot of the soil. It helps you get leverage so that you can pack plants in closer together. And this lends some color. So I know that this aloe is going to grow the fastest and the highest. Then the Lycapodioides is next. This Echeveria gibbiflora hybrid is pretty much this Mesa here. And this silver dollar vine is going to spill this way over to the side. So now I've got some room to fill around the side of this pot. So I'm going to pull in some of this Cotyledon for color. I'm not sure exactly how this is going to perform in the shade. I know this is a really, really tough plant. So I'm going to give it a shot and see how it does. And this is going to give me some really good pop of purple in here. I know how it grows, so it'll be fine off to the side behind that Echeveria. Right? It's looking so good. Now, one of the things that I do when I've got some little gaps like this, you know, they're not really big enough gaps to cram entire plants into, but they're big enough that you feel like you need something. So this is where pretty much any variety of Crassula will come into play. This is Crosby's Compact, Crassula Crosby's Compact. Just the toughest little jade known to man. If you stress it out in the sun, it turns really, really red. But it does great in the shade too. It's not going to color up much, but this is a great one for tucking into the gaps in your design. I'll show you what I mean. So I'm going to take a piece, and again, I'm not going to worry about hardening off the callus because this is dry soil and I don't plan on watering for about a month anyway. So see here, we've got a little, you know, it just looks a little messy. So I'm just going to tuck this Crassula right here in that gap. And see how nicely that fills in the spot? And I'm gonna do that all the way around the back of this pot. So this is a great choice if you're looking to create just some little fill-ins in your potted arrangements. Oh, look, it's Greg, and he's got a new shirt. Let's see Greg's new shirt. Oh, take the tag off, Greg. Oh my. Okay. That's cute. That's so funny. Oh yeah, this is just the perfect thing to fluff it up. One more piece back here. Woo-wee. Look at that. Voila. Love it. Now, one more quick thing. Blooms. When you cut them off. See these are on these Cotyledon are done. They finished blooming. So I think it's time to cut these. I often will cut blooms too because I won't be back here to check on these pots for a month. So if I see a bloom on its way out, it's best for me to take care of it now. Oh, right. That is awesome. Loving that. This has been Laura Eubanks of Design for Serenity, reporting from Mesa, California with your Succulents for the Shade Succulent Tip of the Day. Show me your kitties.